Ah, there we go. Hi, so today I'm making a video for some easy, low energy output stretching that I hope you can find useful, or you will find useful on a daily basis. All right. This is really geared towards people who have been sedentary, who are looking for a little normalization and range of motion work. It's not meant to wear you out. It's not meant to stress you out. If something hurts, stop doing it. And only ever move a stretch to a place where you begin to feel resistance and not beyond. Okay, let's get started. First and foremost, depending on your range of motion, hands behind your head, just lightly touching. No pressure, don't push on your head. All right. Then what we're going to do here is very gently, we're going to separate the arms, bring your shoulders down, and try to flatten your scapula. All right. And you're just going level with your shoulder, level with your upper body. And no hyperextension, just level. If you find that that's painful and you can only go this far, which if I show you it's just this far, then that's where you stay. Remember, light fingers. All right, we're going to hold it. 15 to 20 seconds unless it hurts. Then you're going to come in a little bit and get to a place, again, where there's just a little bit of resistance. Got it? Good. I'm actually sitting on a stability ball, as you can see. It's one of my favorite things to play on. It's really good for core strength and proper posture, actually. When you sit on a ball, you want to make sure that your legs are at 90 degrees. You don't want your hands or your legs up in your chest, or you need to be able to touch the ground, flat feet. Okay, bring your arms down, check your shoulders out. Got it? All right, real quick. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to turn our head to the right. Now, as you turn your head to the right, I want you to feel there's a muscle here that sticks out when you turn your head. And it can be very, very tight. So at the very top base of your neck, just with one tiny little finger, very gently feeling this out, and just apply a small, light little pressure point to it. Just teeny, teeny, tiny. Just a little bit. Not too much because we've got arteries and other things in there. Okay, on the other side, right in here, tiny little pressure point. Other side, turn. All right, now face forward. If you feel in your neck, all right, there's all kinds of stuff in there that's kind of fun to play with. Right at the base where we were poking at a minute ago, there's a muscle, all right, and it runs all the way down your neck, and it feels a little bit like piano wire. Take 2 fingers, all right, and just kind of work it and massage it just a little bit, and it might feel very tight, very sore, all right, and come to the base of your neck, all right, where your rhomboids are, all right, and follow it back up. And spend a minute with your thumb and your forefinger just massaging that out, all right. It gets very, very tight, especially if we spend a lot of time on a computer with our head forward. That also is part of the rounding out position of our upper body. And just kind of turn your head a little bit, find that place where you were at before, follow down. If you're really, really tight, when you turn your head, if you turn all the way to one side, it will find its way out. At the base of your neck, you'll feel it. It's like I say, it's like piano wire all the way up. And just very gently with 2 fingers, massage it out, just a little bit at a time. Work it. I don't poke very hard. I just look to loosen it up just a little teeny bit, right? For those of you who are super competitive with yourselves, this doesn't require you to stick your finger all the way to the back of your neck. It's just very gentle. All right, once you've done that, take 2 fingers, and this is kind of a nice stretch. 2 fingers here on your forehead, on your chin. That's not your forehead. And I want you to keep your head level, and we're gently going to push back on our jaw and keeping our head level. Okay? Just push back. So now what we're doing is we're stretching the muscles in the back of the neck. Hold it there. Good job. One more time. Kind of while you're waiting, turn your head left and right. All right. You might take your head and bring it down at a 45-degree angle on the right and then bring it up on the left. You might hear some snap, crackle, and pop in there. All right. Turn it to the left and then to the right. Just kind of working the muscles in the neck and the upper body. Always keeping your shoulders down and your scapula flat. Put your fingers on your chin again and push back. Breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. Good job. Okay. Next. Sit straight up. You can do this particular grouping of stretches in a regular chair, but as you see, I prefer a stability ball because of the whole proper posture thing. All right, so bring your arms up. Normally, when we stretch, a lot of times, people who know me, we work with the letter W, like your arms are at a level W. Look like the letter W. What I'd like for you to do is to draw those elbows into your body, okay, and keep them there. All right, so your hands are in front, facing each other. So from here, what we're going to do is we're going to rotate back, keeping your elbows tucked, rotate your shoulders back, and flatten your scapula. All right? So where will you feel this? Well, you'll feel it in your shoulders, your pecs, your scapula in the back of your upper back. You might actually feel it in your delts because we're actually squeezing down, keeping our elbows close. All right, we're trying to realign, just stretch out muscles that need to be stretched without putting a lot of stress on the shoulder joints. You'll also might feel that in your neck, which is why top down, we stretch from the top and work our way down. Okay? All right, bring your arms in. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to come up into what I like to call the I Dream of Jeannie position. Okay? And I thank the makers of the I Dream of Jeannie show for this particular position. All right, next. All you want to do here is then after you're in I Dream of Jeannie position, we're going to cross our arms over and kind of stretch and pull, like you're pulling or pushing away from the center. That might not feel too fabulous. We're going to do this twice in this position and then twice in a in a slightly revised position. Okay, each time we're going to switch the positioning. Right now, my left arm is on top and my right arm is on the bottom. And as we rest this, and we come across, I Dream of Jeannie, across, all right. Now, in between this, we're going to do the other stretch we just did before this, and then we'll come back to this. Stretch, stretch, stretch. One arm is not going to feel as good as the other. So in this position here, tuck your tummy forward while you're holding, and we're going to do a clockwise rotation. How fun to do two things at one time. Talk about saving time. Okay? Clockwise rotation. Suck your navel to your spine. Sit up nice and tall. As a matter of fact, you'll be focusing so hard on this, you'll forget what your arms feel like. Okay? And then stop. Okay, good. Bring your arms down and rest them for a minute. They might actually feel a little tired because they've been so tight. All right? Arms up. Got it? Rotate your elbows or rotate your shoulders back and your hands back. Squeeze your scapula together nice and flat. Got it? Now, if you're adept, go the opposite way. You're going counterclockwise. And it might be easier to do this in I Dream of Jeannie position. If that's the case, hold this. Just hold this and don't do your hula hoop. Hula hoop. Don't do, you can call it hula or hula hoop. We like to call it hula at the studio. All right, tuck your navel to your spine. Your TVA is activated. There you go. I like to do two things at once because it takes away from the most uncomfortable thing. The brain can only seem to focus on one thing at a time. All right, so opposite. All right, now, this time what we're going to do is we're going to flip the hands toward the body. Got it? Good. And now we're going to stretch. Yep. I know this feels fabulous, and I know you're really happy to be here. I am. It's a gorgeous, sunny Wisconsin day. Current temperature is about 44 degrees, which is about the best you can ask for, except for yesterday. It was 53, and we went hiking at Lampen Peak. It was awesome. The snow is there. And by the way, for those of you who don't know, there's a new snow machine there, and they man-make snow. So there's a lot of cross-country skiing and snowshoeing going on right now. I had no idea. So if you have the opportunity, go. And if you're 65 and older, you're eligible for a senior pass for $13 a year for all Wisconsin state parks. There's my advertisement. Okay, rest your arms. We're going to do it one more time on this side, and then we're going to come back with our stretch again. All right, here we go. Ivy Mugini, arms facing you, or hands facing you, and stretch. You don't actually realize how tight you are until you stretch. Okay, circle, 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 clockwise. Good job. Tuck your navel to your spine, sit up nice and tall. We're just trying to get a little range of motion in the spine. It's amazing when you focus on your spine. If you're doing this right now, your arms don't hurt as much. I promise. All right, rest your arms. We're going to do one more W stretch. All right, arms up, elbows close. Okay, bring your shoulders back, or hands out. Now, a little bit of hula. Got a couple, 3, 4 repetitions round and round, and then we're going to go backwards and forward. So back, which is a nice, so I call it cat-cow, only seated on a ball. So you're arching your back, and then you're going to tuck your pelvis under and back, and under and back, all the while keeping your hands back. Under and back, under and back. Good job. Rest your arms for a minute. Now, I'm going to adjust the movie. I'm going to adjust the camera just a tad, back up a little bit. Now, we're going to put our hands down on our ball. Hopefully that's what you're using. With this particular stretch, it's a lot easier to do it this way. All right. First and foremost, what we're going to do is we're going to take our hands. You can see me. I'll back up a little bit. And we're going to bring them to our side, right by our side. Got it? And we're just going to stretch. So you're not leaning over. What you're going to do is you're just going to stretch. So try to reach for the ground without bending over. Reach, reach, reach. Keep your hands relaxed. Reach. Good. Bring it up. Reach. And up and reach. And up and reach. How's it feel? As I said, this is a very easy and gentle stretch. You can do this during your workday, which is kind of nice. It's not meant to do anything but help with range of motion. Maybe reverse a little bit of those tendencies to crunch your shoulders up into your neck. Good. All right. Now, sitting high and tall on your ball, take your hands down. If you're not able to do this, if you have pain when you do this, sit this out, okay? This particular one. Hands on the side, sit up nice and tall. All we're going to do here is we're going to take our hands and bring them back with our hands on the ball, okay? And sit nice and tall. That's it. Only go as far back as you keep your hands on the ball, and you feel a little resistance. If you're really tight, you're going to feel this in a couple of places. Now, rest. Just relax. Got it? We're not going to move. We're just stretching. All right. Bring it forward. And back. Hold it there. Hold it. Bring it forward. Very nice. How your hands feel? Good. Now, for those of you that can, let's work the neck stretch. If this isn't something that's in your range of motion yet or your ability, then sit this out because we're going to work a little bit with hips next, okay? All right. Hands up on your traps in the back, okay? Just your fingers are touching. Okay, so from here, I want you to sit nice and tall. Grab onto the ball with your hammies and the backs of your feet. Okay, good. So as much as you can, don't put your elbows out here. You want them in front, all right? Lined up with your shoulders. And then what I'm going to do is we're going to press to the ceiling without grabbing our neck. So your hands will be crossed behind you. Breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. Try to reach for the ceiling with your elbows. Now, we're going to lean to the left and lean to the right just slightly. Don't fall off the ball. Lean to the left and lean to the right. I know this feels good. Bring your arms down. We're going to do it one more time. Good. I hope you're feeling good. All right, here we go. Up. Stretch it. Now, the second time around, you might feel a little bit more freedom of motion. This will also identify issues in your neck if you tend to be tight in your neck. All right. So let's reach with the left elbow now. And the right elbow. Do not pull your neck. Your hands should not be anywhere near your neck. Just flat hands like a web. And up. All right. As I said, if range of motion is an issue for this one, sit this one out. Okay, next. We're going to work on our hips just a little bit. But I want to give them a gentle stretch. You might need a little bit of support for this next one. We're going to do a seated figure 4 stretch. You're going to cross your right leg over your left knee and sit nice and tall. Now, on a ball, as you may find on a chair, when you're sitting nice and tall, the taller you sit, the more you feel it, right? Okay. And then all we're going to do very gently to the point of where you're feeling resistance is we're going to lean forward with our chin. If you're good on a stability ball, use a stability ball. If you need a little bit of reinforcement with a stability ball, just take your hands and use a touch point and then forward. Breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. Tuck your navel to your spine and just lean forward. The beauty of this stretch is it's really good for the piriformis, which is a teeny, teeny, tiny little muscle who, when it gets angry, can irritate your sciatic nerve. So this is a stretch that should always be in your toolbox. These stretches can be done every day. Good deal. Gentle stretching. All right. Take your other leg, and you may find that you have more mobility and flexibility in one leg than you do the other. All right. Winter is notorious for feeling tight, and I think part of that is because we tend to tighten up just because it's slippery outside, and we brace a lot, so our stride closes up a little bit so that we don't fall down. Kind of like, when you live up north, you have winter driving and summer driving. And in winter driving, you slow down, you give a little bit more distance between people, you're a little bit more cautious. Not that you're not cautious, but you get on your winter driving hat. It's a different frame of mind. So such is our bodies in winter. We're a little more cautious. We brake a little bit more. We close up our stride. We have a different sense of balance because oftentimes we're walking on ice or snow. So muscles tend, even because of the temperatures, to be a little stiffer. That's why yoga is a really good thing for you. All right. Wonderful. We'll do it one more time. Focus on it. Pay attention to, am I a little bit more loose this time in my hip? Other side. and stretch. We're always going to have one side, I think, that feels slightly different than the other because we're not perfectly symmetrical. We're just not. We're imperfect beings, and we're always striving to be better, but we have to work with our imperfections and embrace them. There. Okay, good. Now, next. Sit up on the ball. And if any of these stretches feel like you need to hold them longer, stop the video, spend time with it, and then move on. Okay? All right. So right now what we're going to do is we're going to lean over with our elbows on our knees, if you can do this. Okay? And we're going to bring down our hands toward the floor. Now, there's a couple of ways to approach this. If you have a good sense of flexibility about your hips, this is probably not going to be too hard. However, if you're a little bit stiffer in your hips, what I'd like for you to do is keep your elbows on your knees, okay? And this may be all you got for your hips, all right? Modification 1, keep it here. If it turns out that this is as far as you can go, you're going to stay with the stretch this way, hands, elbows, and stay with the stretch here. And then the modification or the general idea is we've got to get you down towards the floor. So when you're able, then bring your hands down to your shins and hold yourself and brace yourself here. Abs tight, navel to spine. All right. For those of you that are super flexible or comfortable with positioning yourself, we're going to come to the floor, placing of the flat of our hands here. Obviously, if you have issues with your wrists, you're going to make kitten feet, and you're going to ball up your hands and keep your wrists straight, and you're going to hold yourself up this way. All right? So what we're going to do from here is we're going to walk our hands. Oh, you can't see my hands, can you? All right. It's really more important that you hear or you see than you hear. All right. Legs wide. Coming down here. We're going to walk our hands to the right, and the left hand is on the outside. So we're going to get to where our right ankle is, and then we're going to take our left hand and place it on the ground and get a good long stretch. Breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth, navel tucked to spine. Walk your hands back the other way. Grab onto your ankle with your left hand, and the right hand is on the outside. Get a good long stretch. Good. Other way, abs tight, navel to spine. Reach. Other way. Reach. Hands in front, hands on elbows. Push yourself up. Good job. All right, feet together. Next. Take your left hand, put it on your right thigh. Take your right hand, put it here. Oh, I have no head. Okay. There we go. Much better. All right. Nice and tall. Hand on thigh, hand on the ball. So from here, what we're going to do, feet and knees together, is we're going to turn our body and our head, and we're going to rotate the hand back, and we're going to hold a nice, tall, tucked in posture, navel to spine, head follows shoulder, and stretch. So some of these stretches may be appropriate for you, and some may not. You'll know by your level of discomfort. All right. No stretch should cause an injury. Right hand on left thigh, left hand back, and turn. If you have questions, you can reach out to me and talk to me about that. All right. These stretches can be done seated in a chair. All right. If you get dizzy or lightheaded while you're doing stretches, stop. Okay. Bring it in. Bring it around. Left hand on the right thigh and your other hand on the ball. Twist. Other side. Right hand on left thigh. Twist. Nice and gentle just till you meet resistance. Suck your navel to your spine and sit nice and tall. Don't do a lot of pulling here. All right. We want to use the natural ability to turn and just reinforce that. Keep your hand on the ball. Very nice. Okay. Now, we're going to stretch out hamstrings one leg at a time. Right leg nice and straight, toe to the ceiling. Okay. Then from here, all we're going to do is lead with our chin. Reinforce this by holding a table on either side or chairs on either side if you need to. And lean forward with your toe to the ceiling. That's going to give you an amazing calf stretch. And if you're really tight, it'll get your hamstring. But right now we're working on hammy. Calf first, hammy second. All right. We're going to stand up in a minute and do hamstring and hip flexor. All right. Bring your foot in. Other side. Straight foot. Nice and stretched. One foot's going to feel better than the other. Other side, one more time. Exhale, suck your navel to your spine, lead with your chin. These stretches for everybody. I was reminded, and this particular video is being done the last day of February 2021. I was reminded this morning that daylight savings time starts next week. And as the sun is going down around 6 o'clock here in Wisconsin now, I am excited to know that next weekend the sun will go down on Sunday at 7. So I am beyond thrilled. Okay, now we're going to stand up and do our last couple of stretches and then we'll be done. All right. Move your stability ball out of the way or your chair. You can use your chair not for this stretch, but for another one if you need it. I would say a modification for a hamstring stretch is to hang on to the back of a chair. Okay, so if you need, when you bend over, if you need support, use it. So we're going to work on the hamstrings and the glutes now. So those of you who need support, grab on in front of you. You're going to bend over, straight legs, okay? And we're going to lean in onto the palms of our hands and come down and stretch the backside, okay? It's a nice tabletop stretch if you need support. For those of you who don't need support, it's going to be down, navel to spine, straight leg stretch all the way down as far as you're comfortable. If you have a lot of tightness, but you want to try this one, put your hands on your knees and flatten your back. Okay? Hands on your knees and flatten your back and get a nice long stretch that way. Always suck your navel to your spine. And then you can slowly walk your hands down to your ankles. All right, for those of you with an amazing amount of flexibility, grab behind your legs, interlace your fingers, and pull in. Navel to spine. Good job. Come on up. Now we're going to cross the left leg over the right at the outside hips. Again, nice and gentle here. Cross the left leg behind the right leg. Abs tight, navel to spine. Use a chair in front of you. All right, and I'm going to use the supported version. Chair in front of you if you need a little help, and only come down to tabletop until you can feel the outside of that hip stretch. If you have a tight shin, you're going to feel it here. Good job. Right leg behind the left and stretch. Take this down as far as you're comfortable. The weight should be on the back heel. Good job. Now, hip flexors. We've done a lot of bending, folding forward. I want to work on these a little bit. They get very tight in the winter. All right. So what we're going to do here is we're going to place the left leg behind the right. Now, for those of you who need support, a chair or a table here or a dresser is a really good thing to have to hang on to. So the back leg, the left leg is behind, the right leg is in front, the weight's on the left heel, or the right heel, I apologize, and the back foot is flat. All we're going to do here is tilt our pelvis forward and stand up nice and tall, and you're going to feel it right in here. It feels fabulous, okay? As an option, you can experiment with slightly lifting your heel off the floor and pressing into your front toes on the back foot. Just ever so slight to get an Achilles tendon stretch. All right, be very careful with that stretch. All right, nice long stretch. Now, take that same side, arm over the top, and reach for the ceiling. Should feel fabulous. This will be the last stretch. I know you're sad. Don't be. You can do this video over and over again. All right. Other side. Right leg back, left leg in front, over the top. Tilt the heel a little bit if you want to get a little extra stretch on that Achilles. What you're going to feel, I think, in the back, if you're paying attention, is as you are stretching this front leg, your glute muscle will contract a little bit. That's okay. Reach up to the sky, get a long stretch here. Feels so good. Remember, there's no quick answers, people. The only real fountain of youth is taking care of ourselves, staying fit, getting fit, working every day at things we love to do that are healthy. You don't have to make out of reach goals. Little goals work too, especially in the winter in Wisconsin, and it's always hard to get out. I would say that I would ask that you do things because you love them. Find what you love. My favorite yoga instructor, Adrian Mishner, down in Austin, Texas, always says, find what feels good. And that's been something that is so true. She is right on the mark for that. And there's a lot of things and a lot of ways to train, and everybody at different ages is all about different goals. But honestly, if you're looking for a place to start, the noise in your head can keep you from being there. Don't let it. Just 5 minutes of finding what you love. All right. Have a great day, everyone. If you need me, you can find me at Run and Heart at MSN, Run and Heart Personal Training, Fitness and Nutrition. Have a great day. Bye-bye.